Говорят, чтобы обойти все стенды на Salone del Mobile, не хватит даже и недели. Мы попробовали сделать выборку и выделили несколько очень интересных тенденций. Поехали посмотрим.
Martin is, I think you say ornitologo.
Yeah.
He loves birds.
Yeah.
And so he created this hybrid of many feathers of different species and then assembled it together. We work with German Zermix, very talented guy from Amsterdam. German loves gradients, as you see.
Yes.
What we did is the first time we do it that way. We created a fiber which has 6 different yarns in it, okay? And in the darkest part, in the colored part, the 6 are the same color. And then we move down, so it's 5 and 1 of the light one, 4 and 2 of the light ones, 3 and so on. And so you get this gradient that is actually a mix. And then we have the new rug by Studio Pepe,
Right.
Lunar Addiction. And here they worked only the raw material. Here what's interesting is the finishings, because you have many different finishings in the rug that really characterize it and make it attractive. Then we've been working on with Patrisii Urkiola. We have been recoloring some icons from the past as triple slinky or as visioni. The rug we did 3 years ago together that we recolored completely. Here, the work of David and Nicolas, 2 also very talented young guys from Beirut in Lebanon. I was completely seduced by the project. Otherwise, of course, we have the beautiful work of Patrisii Urkiola with Fordite. It's a work that she cherishes a lot because the whole project was built around the possibility of recycling the yarns. Patrisii is very sensitive towards sustainability. We don't use chemicals, we don't use acids. You have Parvata by Jean-Marie Massot, so a very elegant, very elegant approach. This is actually the limited edition version that Jean-Marie designed for our foundation.
How limited?
It's 12 pieces.
So it's like collectible design.
Yes, this is, and the revenue of the sales of these rugs goes straight to our foundation, CC for Education, that sends the children, Nepalese children, to school.
Clay company is from the 63. The company has been established in 63 from by 3 brothers. One of them is my father, and they start to produce normal furniture. Then around beginning of 70, they decide to introduce this new concept of transformability in the production line. Of course, it was innovation, and it was not easy because nobody couldn't understand at the beginning why they should buy this kind of furniture, even because our main market was Italy. So in Italy, the apartments were big, and so there was not the need to have this kind of beds. But we strongly believe in this concept, And years after years, we start to develop, and after the 2000, we start to export. Everything is changed in the society. The demographic way of living has completely changed. So smaller spaces, high price. So that's why clay is becoming more and more clay concept, clay. Idea of leaving the space is becoming very popular now. The design is architetto Pierluigi Colombo, that is my brother, and then we also had other designers like architetto Castiglia that starts now to work for us.
Me as a designer, together with Clay, try to bring to the market. So it's a new concept of conceiving the space. It's not necessarily bound or related to lack of space or to necessity of having double function, but more as a possibility to use the space in a flexible way, in a smarter way, using a room within the 24 hours with different functions. So if one person is living in a flat or have a different necessity, like to turn a room from living room to an office or to children's room, you can always do. Or we try to let this be possible without changing the furnishing. So that's the goal.
This is a double bed that can become two single beds. These are perfect for hotel or residence where you don't know who will the rental people, or for a guest room. And when the bed is closed, you have one sofa, or if the beds are divided, you will have two armchairs. This model instead is for very tiny space, because this sofa, when you don't have the space to have a table and to have four chairs and a sofa, this sofa can become, I show you, the table lift up and the seat lift up as well, in order to become a sort of chair that you can eat on a normal table without having any extra chair. And during the night you open it and it becomes a double bed. We have different kind of mattress materials,
Right.
but the dimension are a little bit special, because they are conforming to our gas springs, to our. They should have a special weight. They should have special dimension, a special height.
And I'm also curious, as a consumer, how do you test the mechanism? How long can it last? How do you know that?
The bed base, we are very specialized on bed base, and we have bed bases that can our whole life long. Still sleep on the mountain on the bed base of a bed that was installed when I was 5. So I don't tell you my age, but it's a long time, and it is perfect.
Collection, as usual in a way, we started with our starting point, which is traveling. You know, Etro is a big traveler. He loves to travel. They love to meet new people. So this year we went to Africa a little bit, and we reinterpreted a little bit the African atmospheres. So we looked at the traditional African way of living, and then we translated into something a little bit more contemporary. This is one part of the collection, and another part of the collection instead is a little bit more about the Pegasus, which is our, in a way, it's our trademark sign, and we used it for, of course, as the base of tables, of console, and we used it also in the sofa where we're actually sitting now, and it's linked to mythology. Also furnitures from Africa, originally how it's made, what kind of materials, what kind of shapes, and then we try to change it around completely and to make it not only a little bit more European, but also more up to date. I've been to the African Museum in Paris. Yeah, the one of the cultures, the one near the Tour Eiffel, and that's very, very interesting. I think it's a lot to do with the workmanship they have with wood. They work a lot with wood, and they carve wood in such a way that it's almost unbelievable. So this is something that I really like about the African culture, and also the use of certain materials, the use of certain, how they engrave things. Also, we looked at also the bodies of men when they do their branding. You know, they do all these scars and everything else. So we try to put this also on wood somehow. First of all is the Masai chair, which is a chair which has some African influences again, because using, you know, the ornaments, rings, their things. So we made this chair which looks in a way African, but it's not. It's totally contemporary. Then a second piece that I really like is very, very interesting. It's like the E engraved as an ornament, which looks at the end like a basket weave. Can use this in many different ways on carpets, furniture in general. And then the third one, it's hard because I have a lot of things that I really like. I would say it's a table with a Pegasus because it's something very, very strong. It's like a statement, and I like it because you can have it in different colors. I love the red color one that we have here at the fair, but it could be made in any colors like purple or black.
The designer, Finul, it's a mid-century designer. He designed from the late 30s up until the 70s. So we have at the booth, we have furniture from 1938 up until 1961. We have the sole rights to his designs, but all of them are, up to 80 years old. Furniture which is, to a high extent, is made by hand. It's made in Denmark, so the costs are also quite high. In some markets, it's obviously very wealthy people, but also we have a lot of young people that fall in love with it and they save up and they buy it. So it's very wide. This one is our best-selling item. It's from 1940, and back then they made 2 prototypes and it never went into production. So of this one, it's almost impossible. We have a new launch on the other side, which is called the Grasshopper from 38, and that one there was 2 prototypes made. And we launched it today, so it's never been in production before. So we work a lot in walnut. We always use American black walnut. We do a lot of upholstery as well, so we use a lot of fabric. We use leather for some of the pieces. If the piece was only made in leather originally, we only make it in leather today. We also have something like sheepskin, which is quite popular. This is the most popular version of that specific chair. But Finul, he was a wood guy, so very much wood.
We are working on it from a few years. trying to teach the AI, the artificial intelligence, to work in our divisions, and it was a stark idea. And it's actually a value for us because it shortens a lot the timing. The creativity is always done by the designers because you can see it also at the end in the result. He gives inputs to the machine, and the machine elaborates his design, but also works on the technical performances. And this shortens up our study period so that we can arrive on the market much faster.
Why did he decide to start with chair?
Because I think the chair is like the king of our collections, and also I think his favorite pieces to design because he always comes up with fantastic ideas on chairs. Here in Salone we would like to present cartel as it is today with our lifestyle, and to show our clients how we would like to bring cartel in the stores and to the world. So it's really changed in the past few years because we have also bigger products, bigger spaces, and we would like to show our cartel today, I think. This year we decided not to show too many new products because we would like to have products that can be delivered immediately. But we have a lot of projects that we will have also for the next few years.
Max Design is a company, small company, contract-oriented, taking advantage of all the production facilities of the group. So practically the metal structure is produced internally. The plastic, also the plastic parts of the chairs are made internally. And we try to offer nice collection, elegant, but also functional, robust, so for heavy use, but at the same time at a reasonable price, so with competitive price. And this is the new direction that we are taking. So we have developed our own sustainable material called Remax, and we have already also registered the name.
So this is some composite.
It is, yes. It is a mixture of different elements which are recycled. Either only polypropylene recycled or polypropylene recycled with the wooden chips in a certain proportion. And thanks to this mixture, we have developed, I think, a very nice chair that looks like wood. And for this year, for this Milano fair, we have tried to stain it, just to see what effect it would come out, and I think that the result is very positive and very much appreciated by all people visiting us. For the design, it's Christoph Fieni. Christoph Fieni, it's a Swiss designer, a young designer who grew up in Brazil. So there is a certain contamination between the European and Brazilian culture. Practically all the collections that you see here are developed by Christoph Fieni.
Все как бы два названия: Blossom для светильников, как осталось, и Bloom для мебели, потому что здесь тоже все на тему цветущих растений, основание стола как распускающийся цветок, вот это завитки душистого горошка, и, собственно, отделки все тоже скоординированы, то есть вот эта бронзированная латунь, которую мы добились, вот именно такого эффекта, который я хотел. Не желтой латуни и не золота никакого, и в то же время не темной такой слишком индустриальной латуни, а вот мне нравится этот оттенок. И вообще все материалы, которые здесь использованы, они, во-первых, актуальны, потому что если, например, вот этот вот посмотреть эвкалипт серый, который у нас полированный, ну, если вот так пройти по стендам, мы увидим много именно дерева похожего оттенка. То есть сейчас это тренд в этом году, вот именно такой цвет, и мы в этом плане не отстали совершенно от тренда. Я специально подобрал мрамор тон в тон для крутящейся подставки вот этой Lazy Susan, и для основания, там в основании тоже вставка из мрамора, потому что я не хотел пестроты, я не хотел какого-то чрезмерного драматического декораторского эффекта. Я всегда думаю, где мне надо остановиться, да, чтобы вещь не выглядела вот это вот too much, потому что too much — это не про меня. Но за счет ткани, за счет текстиля можно абсолютно создать тот эффект интерьера, который подходит для каждого конкретного проекта. Вот даже здесь мы взяли вот для стульев обычных и стульев с подлокотниками две разных ткани из одной и той же фабрики, но две разных. То есть это как бы фактически ткань без рисунка, но зато с интересным металлизированным таким немножко эффектом, а это ткань с рисунком. И видно, что стулья совсем по-разному смотрятся. Кстати, стулья очень удобные, и это, наверное, для меня предмет такой гордости, потому что я первый раз в жизни проектировал стулья. И я всегда знал, насколько сложно спроектировать стулья, потому что это, правда, очень сложно.
Montana is a relatively unique company. We actually have a product that has a longer history than actually the company has. It's something relatively unique. The product actually started its lifespan in the 70s, and Montana was actually having the company only in the 80s. So originally the product was part of the collection of Fritz Hansen, and then it was being taken out when Montana was formed in the 1980s. The product is probably one of the most unique product, I think, in the fair. We are a modular system company, which is making us rare because there are not so many modular system company in the world. What you can see behind us, these are just one part of the collection where you can actually quite directly link to Lego system. This is kind of like the adult Lego, and the possibility of creating product out from this system is infinite possibility, literally. We have color consultant to put together colors palette for the company. And of course, having 42 colors is again something relatively unique. I don't think that many companies actually work with so much color.
Family is this business from over than 140 years. I'm the fourth generation, and our philosophy is born around the 30s. That means that we would like to bring from the 30s to the 20s, to this period, the code of the people who lives from London to Paris in the 30 periods. And so our history is based in this kind of emotion and history, and we try to transmit to our clients we say in français la belle époque. One product is Golden Cloud, that's the new lamp that is made in Murano by hand, and you, for example, in this way you can join LED, that is new technology, with old guys with the fire who make the cristallo with the gold inside, because it's true gold this inside. The Egyptian people, they teach us that the gold can transmit the light inside the pyramid, and we take the idea from this side, and because the light that the gold make is unique. This sofa, yes, that we call Sean, because as usual I like to be inclusive, not exclusive, and this is a sofa that allowed you to be connected one to each other because it's like a big hug from all the people that are going to use it. And if you try this one, it's not to sleep but it's to talk. So the seat it's soft but not completely soft, so you stay up and you can talk very well with your friends. Another product that I love so much, this separation that is called flare. I like this because you can move the rail, you can move one side to the other side, and it's a screen who allows you to divide but not to close. This chair I love a lot. It's come from an idea, you know, I don't know in Russian, but in Italy, in the train, the old train, there are this little chair that's called strapuntino. That means on the side, no, of the old wagon, you have a little chair who go down, you know. So we call this train seat because she's little and but very comfortable. This is from the 30, as you can see, as a line. But the characteristic that I design is that when you put your back here, you are very well supported because your, I don't know how to say in English, are up. It's very comfortable. It's very light. This lamp that is called Joy is like jewelry. That is a system, and you can have for as a blick or only a suspension. For me, it's so elegant, and plus you have like old paint. It's a circle, so you see this light, but finally you watch the lamp in this way, go down in the amethyst. So for me, it's very big. How to say? It's like poetry, so something like this. And the other chair for me important is this one that is called Eco chair. Eco, but because it's from, you know, my town, Bologna, we have all the arch. All the streets are covered with the arch. So you don't use the umbrella. This is in perspective, you see here, it's what is the arch is going through. So we came from this idea, from Bologna with the arch, but we call Eco because it can be like Eco, more arch.
Добро пожаловать к нам на стенд. Полиформ, как всегда, показывает и задает тенденции в мире современной мебели. У нас прекрасно представлена зона мягкой мебели. Обращаю ваше внимание на новый диван от Жанна-Мари Массо. Называется Westside. И эта конфигурация очень интересная, которая становится буквально центром гостиной. При помощи элементарной базы, во всех смыслах этого слова, при помощи композиции дивана может быть двусторонней. Мы говорим о больших пространствах, но и о маленьких пространствах тоже. То есть фактически диван становится центром гостиной, и вокруг него начинает вращаться жизнь. Еще одна новинка от Жанна-Мари Массо. Очень интересная коллекция, которая называется Кай. Немножко брутальная. При помощи кожи, натуральной кожи пони с ворсом, она становится довольно игривой. Мы увидим еще интерпретации этой коллекции. Коллекцию Wall System вы прекрасно знаете. Она дополнена каменными панелями наверху с опцией подсветки. То есть стеллажи становятся не только удобными, но и красивыми. В этой зоне представлена новинка от Марселя Вандерса. В этом году он предложил джентльменскую историю. Так и называется: Gentleman Relax, Gentleman's Friends, Gentleman Reserved. Есть еще небольшое кресло, как Gentleman Single. Обеденная группа Жан-Мари Массо. Коллекция уже существует диван Мондриан, существуют столики Мондриан. Ну и для того, чтобы создать единый стиль по всему пространству дома, предложена коллекция обеденных столов. Вы знаете, мы находимся с вами в сердце Полиформ. Для меня Полиформ – это фабрика систем. Коллекция шкафов называется Сенсофина. Это бесконечность, это действительно бесконечно вкусный бутерброд. Мы с вами говорим о возможности компоновки различных систем с глухими боковинами, с различными типами открываний фасадов, с различными отделками фасадов и так далее. Очень хочется вам показать головокружительные пируэты, которые вытворяют фасады Полиформ. Но это не только 180 градусов здесь нас ограничивает пространство следующего фасада. На самом деле, если бы это было финальной боковиной, то больше чем 200 градусов открывания, практически полный пируэт. И фасады стеклянные возможны как в стандартных высотах, и максимальная высота 2,91, то есть фактически очень головокружительный пируэт. И здесь чуть более легкая эстетика, когда мы работаем с другими профильными стеклянными фасадами, они уже имеют стандартный угол открывания. Это коллекция Юбик, это гардеробная на пристенных панелях, разнообразие отделок все тоже. Это уже без боковин система, без дверей, соответственно. То есть таким образом можно компоновать раз, два, три системы и выстраивать их в единые композиции, потому что габарит по базовой части будет единым.
Well, I mean, with all of my work, I use lots of bright color. It's kind of the thing that I love doing, really. It's hard to explain, really. I've always been obsessed with color, and it's with everything I've done, it kind of is always a key thing. And for this collection, we were sort of, I wanted to use my favorite colors. But yeah, I'm a color fanatic. I love 70s sort of interior design, and sort of 70s color palettes. So I love 70s fabrics, and yeah, the kind of sort of geometric designs that were coming out in the 70s. With this project, I mean, I went to meet Richard Ginori. I went to their factory outside Florence last year, and we sort of started speaking about working on a collection, and we kind of talked about this kind of sea theme. And then I went away and I did lots of drawings and then showed them to Ginori, and then we kind of started applying them to things, working out the color palettes. So it's a lot of back and forth working together, which has been really nice. Spent a few days in the factory learning about the way that they make pieces. So yeah, I mean a bit. There was a lot of working out. Okay, so you can't apply color to here. You can't do stuff inside. There's a lot of working out what you can do and what you can't do. I don't think so. I don't think it ever really went away. I think people have always been big on collecting ceramics, and I mean, maybe it's just my friends. I think people are, I mean, maybe a little bit. I mean, I think for younger audiences, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show that you can have fun with porcelain. But I think people will always want to collect pieces. But what's nice, I mean, that's what's really nice, I think, is you can, you don't have to buy the whole collection. You can buy a few coffee cups or something, You can mix it with other stuff.
We have this savonnerie collection, which is based on real savonnerie designs that we recreate in our quality, very fine, finer than what we normally do in pure silk. Then we have the peony design with the flowers, which is also pure silk, also much finer. And then we have a new concept which is called Vivid, which shows it's a sari silk from the scarves of the ladies in India that they shred and then respin into a thread, and then we mix that fiber with let's say 6 or 7 more types of silk in one thread, and then we weave a rug with it. And then we have another section which is more modern. We show modern patterns. We have the taillights collection, which is inspired by the new modern taillights of cars. Whether they make one big long taillight or they make it in a triangular design shape. And I was inspired by that, and I created a design which shows those kind of taillights. So the collection is called Taillights, of course. And then we have another collection which is called Art Play. We play around with art, so we take artworks, we work with them, but very abstract. We have 2 designs of that, which are very nice, which have unusual color combinations, and really attract the eye. So I'm very proud of them. They were just ready in time, so we're very lucky. Other than that, we are showing our structures collection. It's a new concept I made, where I tried to give a rug the look of concrete, like a concrete floor or ceiling, where you see the cracks and the deeper parts, the higher parts, and it really looks like concrete. So I think we really achieved that due to the special technique that we use in production. Oxidizing, we burn the wool, the silk doesn't get affected, you get a 3D it makes it even more white, more grayish. So it's I think it's really it worked out really well. So all in all, I think we're showing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new concepts. I wanted to show a 9th, but it didn't get ready on time. So the visitors that come this year to Salone do see a lot of new things.